It's a couple weeks before sick week. Actually, I think it's 3 weeks. Either way, we all have several things to do, some more than others. Chuck is refreshing his motor, so blocks went to the machine shop. New rods, pistons, new cylinder heads, a couple other upgrades as well. You'll be able to see here later. Rick has a couple minor things to do. We had the heads off of it. They're back on now, but you'll see that after this. And then I'm doing a couple things like changing axles and repacking wheel bearings and random little maintenance stuff there. My car is getting a hitch, alignment, a couple other little things here and there, fire assist, trying to get everything ready. So hopefully I can get my license a day or two before to go faster than 750. Trying to get my car set up for a trailer, not doing the no trailer thing anymore. As usual, there's always a rush. It's a little different this time since we don't have a shop, so it's a little more struggle not seeing each other too, to like help, so we can help each other. Rick's out doing all kinds of stuff all the time. Chuck's freaking an hour away at his house and no home, so it's been a little more difficult. So that's why you can see a different background than usual. We're at Rick's house doing engine stuff, and that's it. We haven't had a lot of audio or anything in this video. We're just trying to get ready for sick week. Rush, 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 as usual. It's Friday at 3:35. Chuck's going to be here in an hour to pick this up. So, figured I'd do a little overview. Sorry, I thought I saw a burnt hose. On changes. We put brand new rods in it, an updated piston. Had lifters rebuilt. Did not change the cam yet because couldn't get it fast enough. So it's going to be the same cam as last time, but new cam is on the way and it'll be changed after sick week. We also changed cylinder heads because as you may know, he cracked the last head on the last day of drag week. So now we upgraded these Brodix heads, significant upgrade. Also changed the rockers. We went to a Matin rocker, so a better quality rocker there as well. Sorry, I'm looking around trying to remember everything. Same crank, same block. He's upgrading the blower if it comes here fast enough. Same intake is going back on it. It lines up pretty close, so I'm sure he'll want to change that again too, so it's perfect. But pretty minor changes really other than the cylinder head and rockers. So almost ready. It's going to go to Chuck's house without rockers on it because we're waiting on push rods. And then I want to click the heads again after it sits for a while and settles, and like do a retorque without a heat cycle. Had decent luck doing that, so we're going to try that because again we're out of time. So yeah, I guess we're going to put this intake on now, and then Chuck will be here shortly. Not sure who that was. I was seeing if that was Chuck, but yeah, I guess that's it for right now.
Good day. As you can see, this would be the third time the heads have been off in 2024. We're just doing some preventive maintenance. I decided before sick week, I pulled the car out at the end of the year. It ran great, no issues, went my fastest time ever. Hit it with 40 pounds of boost, and nothing came out the side of the engine, which was pretty awesome. So I decided to at least check some stuff out before we take it down to Florida and break it on the first day. So what I did is I decided to do a leak down, which is a simple tester right here. And what it does is you put pressurized air into the cylinder with the valves closed on top of the center, and it tells you how much pressure you're losing through rings, valve seal, other head gasket, or other things to find out how good the engine's sealed up. A good race engine should be under 5%. They'll live okay under 10%, and street cars, they say acceptable is like 20-30% for worn out stuff. They will run with considerably more leakage than that, as some of you stock LS guys probably know. But I wanted to check it out. Do a leak down test of it. I already did it, but I'm going to show you how it's done anyway. I have all the valve train off, so that means all the valves are closed, so we could just go one cylinder at a time without rotating the engine. So you put the little tester port in here, screw it into the spark plug hole. I'm going to attempt not to cross thread, but luckily the heads are coming off anyway, so if I do cross thread it,
It's not the end of the world.
It's not the end of the world, I'll fix it. I'm not going to cross thread it with a rubber hose. I mean, alright. What you do is you give it compressed air, so this goes on the one side, and then you're going to regulate the air to 100, because that'll tell us how much leakage we have. You know, if you're going by percentage, it's 100, it would still be 100. So see, we turn it to right to 100. Right, technically right now it shows 0 leakage, and then we just stick it in there. And you see it comes up, comes up, comes up, comes up, comes up, comes up, comes up. This cylinder's pretty dang good. What I'm calculating here is we just turn it up, we're just under 100, and we got so maybe 2 or 3% leakage. And what you normally hear it is into the crankcase. Excellent, that's very good. Okay, so that was my first cylinder. Feeling pretty good about things so far. But sometimes when you know stuff and you have data in front of you, you start seeing patterns in your data that make you question it. Sometimes it makes you wish you just run a Terminator X on these things and you fly blind. No, so then we go to the center cylinders, which are what they would call Siamese exhaust ports. They're right next to each other, which means there's a bunch of heat in the head gasket there. So I want to go to my number, this would be cylinder 2, or cylinder 4, I'm sorry. Cylinder 2, 4, 6, 8. Again, we'll go ahead and I got my compressor off so it doesn't kick on while you guys are there, so the pressure might be slightly low. We'll regulate it again to 100. And you could pick up these leak down tests. This one I got from Harbor Freight. I had a really good one that we lost. Yeah, but here we are. So this one still works. Stick it in there. And now you see, oh, huh, that's a lot of leakage. And if I go to the spark plug next to it, I'm not sure if you hear that. The leakage goes down if I plug my other spark plug hole. I got quite a bit of leakage in between the two cylinders there, and on both sides. Now note, the last pass this car made was a 480 at 152, which was my fastest pass to date in the car, personal best. Hey, will it go faster now if we have 8 cylinders? Because right now we've got 4 that don't. When it's running and there's a spark plug in the other hole, I mean, it looks worse than it is testing. It's probably not that big of a deal. What I don't want to have happen, and I always see cross leaking on the head gasket. It's nothing that's unusual for this combo. What I don't want to have happen is get down to Florida or Georgia where we start, do one day of testing, have an issue, have to tear the heads off down there. So I'd rather do it here in our mostly warm garage, or barn I should say, and hopefully we could fix a problem before it starts. Gonna not do what I did on drag week and go overboard and replace everything with new, because last time I did that a new part broke and, well, I was out day 3 yet once again. So we're gonna pull the heads off. When we pull the heads off, we'll show you what we're gonna do to try and fix this problem.
And hopefully it's not bigger than we think.
Oh, it's not bigger than I think. Yeah, I'm hoping not.
It could be torched.
Could be torched. Yeah, it could be. Yeah, it could be torched. I got broken pistons.
I doubt no.
I could have everything bad. Yeah, the cross leak. Yeah, along with a broken piston and cracked block. And what else could be wrong?
Nothing.
Yeah? Oh,
No,
okay.
Nothing.
Nothing. It could be just fine. It's just my figment of my imagination.
It on without doing it, and I remember it being kind of in the way, so.
Got it?
Looks like it always does.
I know, nothing looks bad.
Just shows you that it's probably always doing this.
I know, but lovely.
Fighting heat here really bad. It's gotten, believe it or not, this is better than it's looked in the past.
We never really did that, check leak down between cylinders. Probably because we knew what the answer was going to be. So I've also reused this head gasket 3 times, right?
At least.
Which is supposed to be okay on copper head gaskets. I kind of like to do that because it's set. I'm not really worried about heat cycling and trying to retorque the head, because that's really hard to do on this car. So we just normally don't.
There's head bolts underneath rocker stands and stuff. Yeah, we've always been fighting this. I'm hoping that we're going to move to a double O-ring like we have on Chuck's. See if that helps with this too. Switching to the better head stud helped, but it's still hot here. You got 2 exhaust valves right here.
Hot, fiery coming out of there. So what we're going to do is we're going to send it out to our buddy Darren, and he's going to weld up these tank fab. Yeah, one of our lifesavers that we always have. And we're going to weld these receiver grooves up that were in it for the O-ring, and we're actually going to have our RPM machine that does a lot of our machine work. He is going to put another stainless O-ring back in there, just like it is on the deck, and they're just going to pretty much crush against each other. Not a lot of people are doing that. We tried that on Chuck's this year, and it seemed to work really well. So luckily I put the O-ring in the block. In this application I did that because I feel it's easier if you blow a head gasket to not try to hurt the O-ring or fix it in the head versus the block.
It's easier to put a receiver groove in than it is a O-ring, because you're at some random machine shop in the middle of nowhere on drag week or sick week.
But now we're going to put an O-ring on both sides. So I'll bring O-ring wire with us again. Yeah, so we're going to set it up like that. We're gonna get the heads clean, get them over to them, and then I got new head gaskets from Chromatic coming. I ordered those yesterday, and I also ordered 2 extras, trying to be ahead of the curve. But honestly, they probably would have ran fine. That looks just like it always does. In fact, they usually look a lot worse than they normally do. So I'm excited to see if we find some lost power by sealing up the head a little bit better. We might. Sometimes you do something like this and you find another 50 or 100 horsepower out of nowhere. So we'll get these wrapped up, and then hopefully next week we'll get it back together.
You can see all the heat in here.
Also note, I
cross
think
leakage.
I was hitting this thing about 40 pounds of boost last time out, if anybody's wondering how much.
You said that numerous times already.
Okay, 40 pounds, 40 pounds, 40 pounds.
Yeah, it doesn't need much. It's just cracking the RTV.
Come in.
Big old nick in your fender.
Alright, thanks. Did that really?
Yeah.
Oh. With the head?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's called a war wound, Bob.
Back the car. It's done.
Yeah,
Scrap it.
scrappy. Look at this. It looks better than it normally does. I mean, you can see blatantly where it's leaking, though.
Yeah. This is how they always look.
I wonder if we should put new O-ring wire in the block, too.
Seeping right here.
Yes, it was.
That's number 4.
That was one of the cold ones.
Yeah.
It's on this side.
This one wouldn't happen at idle though. Wearing gloves because we don't have running water here at Rick's, so it's hard to wash my hands. So these are BAM lifters. These are a bush lifter with DLC coated pins, if I remember correctly. Rick switched to these after he had the lifter failure on, was it drag week? On drag week. Kind of wiped this lifter off and felt it again. There's a questionable spot in it, I think. So we might be sending these out too. Better safe than sorry. I'll end up cutting it close, probably with Rick for sick week as usual. You know, the car's been sitting for weeks.
Okay. Now the moment of truth. Let's see if all the work was worth it. Come on, big money, no whammies. Okay, at least it's gonna seal it before it runs.
Nope.
Want to release the air? Keep going. There you go. There you go.
I can't trigger.
Well,
Nope.
it was at 80 and 80.
It's not leaking the other one.
It's not leaking to the other one. In fact, it's so much more that it's about to break Bob's arm.
Yeah.
I would say that was a success as of now. We'll check it after we run it and put 40 pounds of boost to it. And hopefully we don't have to check it on the side of the road in Florida.
We'll warm it up and, you know, two-step check it and then do this again.
Definitely sounds a lot different.
It does sound a lot different.
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
It doesn't have that skip like you're talking about.
Right now it doesn't.
Yeah, well, no.
One more time.
Ready? Don't forget our special juice.
I have to cycle my pump to get it to bleed.
We're about to start it. Allegedly.
Is it parked?
It's in park. All right.
Let me get away from this pipe.
You're gonna have to hold it, Bob.
I was next to the exhaust.
All right.
Pump throttle on it.
Fire in the hole. Actually, it seems like it's pretty smooth. A little colder, more a little more responsive, or maybe, I don't know. Did it sound different starting again?
So far.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.